Every day is a blessing. The time we spend together. All we can do is promote change. 24 hours better.
Today, I always say that I have a special guest, and the thing is that this time it's really a little bit more powerful than the predecessors or the previous ones. I have Laura Bratton to here today, and the concept of things that we're going to talk about. I'm going to love the energy. I can tell you right now, we do like a little pre-interview, we do like a little pre-recording, we talk a little bit, and the energy in this one is something that you absolutely cannot miss. I want to talk about her backstory. I want to talk about her development. I want to talk about who she is as a person and some of the obstacles. Right now, what she does is she empowering people. She's empowering people through change and different struggles to like overcome them. And I know what you're saying, Leland. Hey, we've heard that before. That's a story. And, most people use this, but this time it's different. I promise you, it's so different this time. And I will not spoil anything for anyone. I will not spoil it because I want her to tell her story. I want her to tell her story so that you hear it directly from the source. So, Ms. Bratton, please explain why I am saying it is such a thing coming from you to talk about overcoming obstacles and change.
So I had a very, very unique life circumstance that even 30 years later now, as a 41-year-old, we're still doing research. And last week I was giving more blood, still trying to figure out what's going on. As a teenager, I became totally blind. And it wasn't just one day I woke up and went from 20/20 to no sight, but it was very quick, and then it was over several years. And the reason that that's so unique is that I didn't have any other health problems. It wasn't cancer, it wasn't autoimmune, it wasn't an accident, it wasn't brain trauma, it wasn't a tumor. There was no other markers. It wasn't diabetes, kidney problems, the whole list that normally creates vision problems. That wasn't my situation. So the reason I say it was fast and slow all at the same time is because I would lose a lot of vision and then it would plateau. And then I would lose a lot of vision and it would plateau. And then by the end of high school, I have what I have now, which is very limited light perception, but absolutely no usable vision. So that's why I'm passionate. That's why my whole life work is to empower people as they overcome adversity, because I had to overcome that adversity then. And even now, every single day, I live as a person without sight in a fully sighted world.
It is an amazing story, and I'm going to compliment you on that because going through the teenage cycle is one thing in itself.
Teenage hormones, right?
Well, it's hey, that's one way of putting it. You go through this internal struggle of self-doubt, putting yourself in a position, trying to figure out who and what groups you belong to, how you interact, and how you move, and all these different adversities it's stressful in itself. And then you had this situation here that was like lingering kind of over you, and you had to redefine yourself.
Yes,
You had to
literally.
redefine yourself, find the strength for yourself, and at the same time, do all the things that, bonding with friends, trying to figure out how to learn, how to go through these things. All this stuff was on top of you at the same time. And
Yes.
it is almost insurmountable to most people.
Yes.
This has become a common trait or a common core. That survival, that tenacity, that change, that instinct has become a common core to you now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of a better person that I would advocate for to teach someone how to make those changes and go through the next obstacle. What was the learning curve or that point for you to where you decided I've got this and I'm not going to let it stop me?
Honestly, it was not me originally having that moment and that experience. What started that thinking of, okay, this is not going to stop me, is the support around me. And when I say that, I don't mean that like cliche, like a Hallmark, like a Hallmark card, right?
Let it
Like,
go.
I mean that very literal. When I am grieving beyond depths that I can even now put into words, and the anxiety that was manifesting in panic attacks and the deep, debilitating depression, as I was going through all that, I was not thinking, okay, I can keep going. Okay, I believe in myself. Okay, this will not define me. It was those around me that held that for me. And just as you perfectly said, you're a teenager trying to bond with friends, figure out your identity, like all these hormones that are going, all these different situations that are happening at one time. And then here I am having to adjust to a new way of life. So, what that support tangibly looked like is my parents instilling in me, yes, the future is overwhelming, and all we have to do is take it day by day. So, I learned, okay, I can keep going in life not by having it all figured out and the plan neat and pretty and this rosy plan for the future. I can figure it out, and this is not going to stop me because I will take it day by day by day. And I mean that again, very literally. Even now, that's still my mindset, to focus on the day, to focus on the moment rather than, okay, I have to have the next 20 years perfectly planned out. And it was also that support that, when I say this, is not going to look like support, but I promise it was. It was that support of my brother, who's 5 years older. He just continued to treat me like that annoying little baby sister. He didn't like coddle me. He didn't baby me. Like, we would be playing basketball in the backyard in the driveway, and he didn't guard me less. He didn't give me free shots. Like, he actually guarded me harder, like, and his point at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're the meanest brother. Like, I literally said that to him, of course, with the eye roll and the whole teenage girl thing going on. And now I realize that was the greatest support he could have given me. Because what he was saying through his actions is, Laura, you're still you. I still believe in you. You still have meaning in this world. You still have purpose. You're just going to do it in a different way. So if he had cuddled me and had baby me, that would have taught me, oh, I can use my blindness as an excuse. Oh, then I don't need to keep going. I can just be victim. I can just do nothing for the rest of my life and give up mentally and emotionally. Yet his actions taught me, you're still you, keep going. So having that constant support of family, of friends, of community, that's what got me to that place of then saying for myself, okay, I choose to keep going. And I want to make it very, very clear, like I said in the beginning, it was not one magical moment where I say, okay, world, I choose to keep going. I can overcome this. This is not going to define me. Let's go. It's every single day choosing to believe in myself. It's every single day choosing self-love, choosing self-compassion, choosing to validate my feelings and keep going when it's hard. So I want everyone listening to hear that very, very clearly. It's a daily choice we make as we're experiencing difficulty and adversity.
This is kind of like a unique question and a unique opportunity, that I'm blessed to have this conversation with you, because there's so many different moments in my mind and in my life to where I've had like a mental picture of how things should look,
Right.
or how things are perceived, or how I see things, or vice versa. I've had this whole idea in my mind of like, if I just get this, then the world will see me this way, or my perception of this moment will see me that way. And I have to ask, in all ignorance of myself, like, is there a moment to where you had the mental picture in your mind of what defines you in that moment, or where you achieved something to where that precedes you, that is in front of you, and that is larger than any disability or thing that may transpire or somebody's perception, is there any moment in that has happened that you've been able to build? Right now, I definitely see your strength, but I just didn't know who in your eye.
So there has not been one major shining moment. There has been a life-changing experience that I will share that then again is that daily choice. Because again, our idea of success and identity is always changing, right? As we accomplish one goal, we move the goalpost, right? But if I do have to share one moment, it would definitely be the day that I got my first guide dog. So, in between high school and college, I went to guide dog school for a month to receive my first guide dog. And it was sitting in my dorm room on my bed all alone. I'm 18 years old. I'm 3,000 miles away from family, friends, community. I mean, I'm in San Francisco. I grew up in South Carolina. That's a big change.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a
For
big
me, a
change.
girl, 18-year-old being in San Francisco might as well be a completely different planet, right? And this is like early 2000s. So let's put everything in context. I mean, no one can even understand me. They're like, we need a translator to work with you, like for your Southern accent. So I was sitting on that bed, and that's when I realized, okay, life has been really, really, really hard. I would absolutely change it in a split second if I could. If I could snap my fingers and get my vision back, no doubt, 100% I would. And I've had incredible support to get me to this point. So that was the moment that I realized receiving this guide dog, I can move forward, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, just in mind, body, spirit. I can move forward. And my identity is not, and that I'm a blind person or a Southern person that nobody can understand on the West Coast. It's not a college student. It's just in me and the self love and the self compassion. And from that day of receiving that guide dog, I choose to keep going. Yes, it's going to be very, very, very hard. And I choose to keep going, even in that difficulty.
That again, I am awe-inspired and amazed by the tenacity and the strength that you're coming at. Like, and I mean this in all respect. There's like a radiant, beauty that is coming off of you of just being pure and honest and open. And it is if we were in the room together, it would it would light up the entire room. You just have this thing, and I am excited to continue this conversation. Now, moving forward, again, I'm sorry, I'm tongue tied. It's just amazed and inspired here by doing things and doing them the right way. Using you as a role model now that you will be in my life. What goals do you have for the upcoming future? What things do you have going on? And you've already conquered a bunch of hurdles. So what goals do you have now?
Yes, great question. So, professionally, what I do, I'm a keynote speaker and I've written a book and I coach people, and all of that, the coaching, the book, the speaking, it's all around empowering people as they navigate through change. And what I've developed is a model of grit and of gratitude. So I speak and I wrote my book and I work with people individually on when you experience change, how can you use the balance of the two to navigate forward? So that is 100% my goal, my focus, to empower people so that they can move forward, so that their situation doesn't stop them, prevent them, lock them down in fear. So just as I had that support and empowerment, I'm so passionate about being that support and being that empowerment to those that I work with. So that is 100% my goal.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to ask this question. Like I said, I asked this of all my guests and everybody, but I'm going to ask the question. You seem like you have a lot to answer for this. So feel free to go into a little more detail, but what keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated is having that foundation of support and of empowerment that I had in those early worst of days. When, as I shared, as I was so anxious, as I was so depressed, as I was grieving incredibly deeply, I had that support and that empowerment that empowered me to keep going. So, what motivates me is to be that empowerment in this world, and not just to be that motivation like, rah, rah, let's keep going, everybody. We can all do this, but be that motivation through my actions, to be that motivation to those that I work with professionally, to be that motivation to my family and friends. So not just to speak about that motivation, but to actually be it, live it every day, in the good, in the bad, in the anxiety, in the frustration, in the anger, in the tears, in all of it, the good, the bad, the absolute mundane. Let's be honest, right? So in all just the ups and downs of life, that's definitely my motivation.
I love every bit of this. Is there, you almost had me tearing up. Is there is there a way where people can get in touch with you? Do you have, social media? Are there accounts, websites, any type of forums that people can get in touch with you, reach out, have any questions or anything like that?
So the best way is my website. LauraBratton.com has all the information on my speaking, coaching. You can purchase the book from the website or Amazon, connect on LinkedIn through the website, email me, all the information, all the contact information, everything's on that place. So that's the easiest to go there. And then all the information's right there available.
All right. So do you have anything, if there was a final moment that you got a chance to tell the world anything, or my audience or anybody like that, if there's a final moment or a takeaway that you absolutely have them, that one person, that conversation that you would want to say, what would that be right now?
So the takeaway is to know that in change, we are enough. And I say that because when we experience change, we become rightly so fearful, so anxious, so overwhelmed. We lose focus on who we are and the gifts that we are to the world. And we lose that perspective that even in the change, we are enough. So the one takeaway is to know and trust and believe that even in the midst of change that you're experiencing, you are still enough.
Very well said. I want to thank you personally for taking the time out of your day, your busy schedule, to have a conversation with me. And offline, I'll tell you everything. But I want to thank you for that, because you have truly been groundbreaking and inspiring to me personally. So I can imagine what you've done for everybody else.
Thank you. And thank you deeply for creating this platform just to be real humans, just to share the joy, share the pain, share all the true moments that we all experience. So thank you. Thank you for the work to creating this platform.
Thank you very much. With that being said, guys, please keep up with her. I want to, if you have the chance and the opportunity, follow her on everything. Absolutely. Reach out to her. Just let her know that she's not alone and she has support in multiple different ways. For me, that's what keeps me going, knowing that there's a difference that's being made in the process. So please do that. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I don't even know how to top this one. So, but I'll keep me you guys posted. Thank you very much.
Every day is a blessing. The time we spent together. All we can do is promote change. 24 hours better.